Last time. In the end, we lose to Chelsea 3-4 in penalties. Quite a discouraging result to say the least. But, many consider this as just another friendly, so in the end, I really don't care all that much. Ladies and gents, welcome back to good old Liverpool. Let's just dive right in. Transfers. While we didn't have a flurry of activity coming into the club, we did have a bunch leaving. Mostly, though, on loans, so the notable ones are as follows. Manager retires. Shea Yojo to Birmingham. Moise Keane to Burton. Saidi Janko went to Lugano. Tony Gomez to Accrington. More on him later. Joe Gomez to Rangers. Julian Green went to QPR. Trent Alexander-Arnold to Inverness. Ayer to Red Bull Salzburg. Borja Sanamataria to Apoel Tel Aviv. Ben Woodburn to Millwall. Max Romero to Valencia. We really need to get him citizenship. The pissant Reece Oxford to Swansea. Matthias Delight to FC something or other. Lucas Romero to Aston Villa. We had to get rid of him for a season to bring Mignolet into the registered squad. Unfortunately, squad management is just apparently not my strong suit. And sadly, Lucas Leiva to Monaco. I wanted to sell him as I know he wasn't going to get much game time, and I love the guy. He's a Scouser to death. There's nothing wrong with this man, but he's just getting old, and he's not finding it on my team. In the end, I couldn't sell him. Loan was really the only option, and I hate loaning people out in their last contract year unless I really just don't like them. But in this case, I was just sad to see him go. I didn't want to see him sit on the bench, though. He needs games. He needs to just play and be his absolute beast of a self. Actual transfers. Andre Wisdom went to Middlesbrough for $1.1 million. He just wasn't going to make it on our squad, so getting some money for him just seemed like good business at the time. And in other sad departure news, Danny Ings goes to Celta Vigo for $10.25 million. I wanted to keep him around, but figured Origi is a better striker, and we have others in the wings to come in down the road, which sadly means no room for Ingsy. In the end, nobody came for Sacco, Murillo, Moreno, nor Mane, and as it seems, all players have dropped their concerns and are happy to be part of the squad, and even Mane has dropped his transfer request. Now we just have to wait to see what happens in January and then summer if anything goes differently. Now back to Tony Gomez. Let's just take a look at this little guy and how his loan's gone so far. 11 goals in 5 appearances. Holy bloody crap. Average rating of 8.48. This dude really should not be in League 2 apparently. I'm going to see how he does until January, and I just might try to recall him in order to move him to a League 1 team. He's absolutely insane and just beasting it in League 2. This really isn't fair to the other teams. So let's take a look at the biggest transfers from the BPL. Hazard goes to Man City for $75 million, Nainggolan to Man U for $58 million, Eric Dyer to Man City for $34 million. Man City looks like they're really seriously going for it this year. So why don't we take a quick peek? They also look like they bought Andrew Robertson from Hull, Berardi from Sassuolo, and Jack Cork from Swansea. Dang. They are going to be quite the team to beat this year. Oh wait. Hey, would you look at that? Looked like we did beat them. Well, let's just start off first with Aston Villa, where we sadly allowed 2 from Villa, but in the end, putting 4 past them did the trick, and Oxford gets the 4th goal of the match. Yet he's still pissed at not being allowed to leave for Watford. I seriously don't get it. He comes in last season, plays in cup games, which is what he wanted. He was going to move into the first team this season, but Watford come in for him. I reject it, because not only was it too little money, but I also wanted to bring him in for the first team a little more, and he gets pissed. That is the problem with this game. I don't think it's all that realistic personally. But whatever, the dude's away for the season, and he better come back with a new attitude or he will be shipped out. So after Villa came the 1-0 win over City with Sturridge getting the lone goal. Now, knowing we had a 4-3-1-2 formation last season that did us so well, and seeing as how we struggled against the likes of Chelsea in the Community Shield, I decided to go back to that tactic for the Man City game, knowing they're another really tough team to beat. And apparently it worked. Of course, it failed us against West Ham where we were down 1-0 at halftime, but when we changed to the 4-2-3-1 for the second half, which allowed Firmino to equalize, looks like we were back in business. We still should have seen better from that game. But after the West Ham game, we rebounded resoundingly against Tottenham with a 3-0 thrashing. So the Premier League table looks like this after just 4 games. Chelsea lead the table with a whopping 12 points. Liverpool sit in second with 10. Man U come behind, also with 10. Stoke, amazingly enough, sit in 4th with 9 points. Sunderland somehow are in 5th with 7. And Man City and Arsenal, of all teams, are 6th and 7th with 6 points apiece. And while we are still talking about fixtures, the Champions League fixtures have been drawn. And I have to say, the group we've been thrown into looks pretty good. Group F throws us together with Shakhtar, probably our biggest test, Ajax, and Young Boys. This will be a great scouting venture for us to see how the boys at Ajax are doing, always a club full of potential. But our group could be much worse, like Group C with Barca, PSG, AC Milan, and Sporting, or Group H with Real Madrid, Man U, and Roma. Sorry, Stiao, I don't even know how to pronounce you, but you guys are pretty much hosed. Anyway, so that brings us to today's match against Norwich. But before we do that, let's take a look at the injuries we've sustained so far since the Chelsea match. And boy, have there been injuries. Kenny Tete is out 2 to 3 weeks with a sports hernia. Divock Origi is out 2 weeks with a twisted knee. Adam Lallana is out 2 to 3 months with a torn calf muscle. Sturridge came back and was out again with a groin strain, but at least he should be back in just a few days now. I think pretty much, this was all a little while ago, so they're kind of moving on in their injury processes, but still, that's a lot of injuries for only 4 games in. So, back to today's match, newly promoted Norwich come to the Anfield Fortress. Let's just hope for a good match today. So let's take it to Norwich. Today's match sees Mignolet back in goal, Gaia, Sacco, Matip, and Klein right in front of him, Wijnaldum and Thiago Maia in the midfield, Coutinho, Firmino, and Mane stay in the attacking mids, and Baladi comes in for Sturridge in the front. On the bench, Karius, Lemos, Chan, Origi, Moreno, Grujic, and Sturridge. I'm not really sure why we're not doing too well. It's 50th minute. We don't really have much. So, Maya to Firmino, out to, Thiago. Klein steals it. I'm going to guess at 70 minutes I'm going to go to the... Should I go to the... to that one? How are these not fouls? Yes! Baladi strikes it home. Finally, we get our goal. We're gonna have to stick with this. 4-3-1-2? Because even against, I guess Norwich is playing incredibly defensively, but Baladi finally picks it up, gets to a 7.0, and gets that goal. Yes! So Mane brings it down. Thiago Maia slaps it out to Klein, who brings it in. Emre Can. Oh, almost in. Maia kicks it up. Matip gets it in. Nice. Matip's first game this season, I believe, and he gets his goal. And Maia gets the assist. Maia was a definite great buy. I knew he was going to be good, or I didn't know he was going to be good right off the bat. I thought he was going to take some time, though. We're up to first now. Guy picks it out to the left, up to the middle to Grujic, to Chan, up to Baladi. Can we get another one? Nope. That's the end. 2-0 to Liverpool. It would have been nice to get a little more. We're going to have to stick with this 4-3-1-2 a little more. So maybe against the middle teams I'll do the 4-2-3-1, but we will see. Man of the match, Matip. I'm going to have to actually keep him on, aren't I? And up next, we have the Young Boys. But we're going to be playing that offline. Well, now, look at that. A fairly comfortable 2-0 win over Norwich. A slight change to the squad normally gives us a swift kick in the pants, but this time we were able to pull it out. So that will do it for us today. Thank you all for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it so far. Let me know how these graphics are treating you. Anything I should change, or are you enjoying them? Leave a big old like, a big old comment, whatever you want to do. I'd love to hear from you guys and see if I should just continue this or if it's just a waste of time. And to tell you the truth, I really hope it's a positive step and something I would love SI to work on in future releases of this game. I would actually love to see FIFA and FM franchises seriously work together to make some kind of mashup game for those of us who love stats, but also love the pretty graphics. Anyway, with that, I shall leave you there. As always, take care and enjoy.